she's here, you can take a break.
Hot air balloon, I could go to space. Yeah, with the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because
Clap along if you know that happiness is for you. Happiness should be for you. Welcome to Motivational Moments with Marissa. I am your host. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And yeah, I got this Caribbean sea just relaxing me. So for those of you who are new to It's Your Life, Own It, I really just want to make sure that you're on the right playing space, that you really know what this page was created for, the source of it, and all that other stuff. My name is Marissa Bludorn. I am your host. I am the CEO and editor-in-chief of Own It Magazine, and I am the CEO of TCS Consulting, which is a leadership development consulting firm. Own It Magazine is all about personal, professional, and business development. If anyone wants to help you in business, with your career or anything, we got to help you with you first. And so It's Your Life, Own It is all about self-care, self-awareness, a desire to develop yourself so that you are happy. This is the space where I want to influence you to be happy, to It's Your Life, Own It. And so I want to read from you the purpose of this Facebook group. And the reason why I want to do that is so that we're grounded. You understand where we are, what my intent is when I'm having these Monday motivational moments. Because I see so many people telling you what you need to do in all of these activities. But if you yourself are not in tune with yourself, you can do all of this. You can be on TikTok, you can be on Instagram, and you can have all these followers. But then when you go home or when you get off screen, you still all jacked up. And see, I don't want you like that. I want you to be truly, authentically happy and yourself. And so I want to make sure I'm watching comments too. Good morning, Tiffany. Love you, sis, too. And so I really want this. It's Your Life, Own It. It's not cute. It's not a statement of, yeah, it's your life, own it. No, it's your life. You need to own it. You need to learn how to create the boundaries, enforce the boundaries that are going to give you the life and the fulfillment that you need. And you have to create these boundaries. You're not going to be able to create them until you spend time with you. Being online, being here, being busy is avoiding, spending time with you. You have to do that time. You have to take that time to spend with yourself. And so I want to read this statement. And it was early on that I created it. And I created it based on conversations, how we are, at social gatherings and we're talking to one another, and you're just hearing a common thread. A lot is being talked about in regards to mental health and wellness these days, in regards to us being quarantined. And I'm looking at that, and a lot of some of the things that we can do ourselves is by knowing who we are, falling in love with ourselves, understanding that life does happen and how we can navigate through all of that. And so I want to read this statement. It says, I created this page for individuals who are struggling with boundaries, who give entirely too much of themselves to others who don't deserve it, and who take advantage of them. When it's all said and done, you have no energy left to live a fulfilling life for yourself because you've pleased everyone else but you. And so it's so important for us to make sure that we make ourselves a priority. A lot of times we hear, and I'm getting comfortable, a lot of times, we focus on women and how women give so much of themselves. They're doing everything for their kids, their family, and everything else. But the only way that you're going to be effective in the long run with, with your life is to make sure that you preserve it. That means you got to be a little selfish in this game. And so Own It magazine, which being organized with Own It, being organized, period, helps me to really structure things across the board. And what I'm saying is, so Own It focuses on areas of development throughout the year. So January, we talked about mindset. We talked about getting your mind right. What is it that you want to do for the year? And starting your year off strong with, getting your mind right and making the quality decisions to start your year off right. Being open to what needs to be done throughout the year to get it done. And so then we talked about the heart. We talked about the heart because as the mind thinketh, so shall we have. So what we're thinking up here has an impact on how we feel emotionally, the things that we prioritize, how we see things. And so you got to get your mind right. Then you got to focus on getting your heart right, with your emotions and all those things that would drive your decision making and your behavior. So then we looked at what's going on in the world. It's about sisterhood. March is the month of women. So we talked about sisterhood and the importance of sisters coming in and helping one another. And so when you begin to think about sisterhood, I want to put you in the framework of how your support system. So if we're talking to a predominantly audience of women, who in your circle supports you? And one of the biggest things that we have in anxiety, we're concerned about conforming, we're concerned about what other people think, is in our sisterhood. It's in the women that are in our circle, that are our friends, etc. And I think that some of that source of stress and anxiety comes from how healthy those relationships are in the sisterhood. And so April is all about spring cleaning. Spring cleaning. Some of us love to clean and some of us don't. I happen to be one of those people who love cleaning because I feel like when you clean your house, that's you loving on your house. I love to smell all of the fragrances that come from the lemon-filled scented cleaning products, the therapy products that you put in. I like the plug-ins with the beautiful oil scents. You have lavender, you have the Hawaiian breeze and clean linen and all that stuff. And when you clean the house, I know for me, I always feel rejuvenated. I always feel so much better when the house is clean. The same thing happens when I organize my paperwork. I can get extremely busy. I'm a strategist by nature, so I have all these thoughts going through my mind, and I'm always writing and taking notes. Even I have notes for today. I'm not sitting in front of you just hanging out and kicking it. I have notes for today. And so after a while, when you get extremely busy and you have different things pulling from you in different directions, you get a little busy and your space becomes a mess, right? Same thing with your mind. If you got too many thoughts in there that are not organized, not structured, when you have too many conversations with too many people about what it is that you're going to be doing and how you're going to get it done, you get cluttered, you can get overwhelmed, you can get very anxious. And so what spring cleaning does, if you look at it from the perspective of spring cleaning your mind, spring cleaning your friendships, all of those things that are influencing how you're living your life and the things that you're accomplishing. When you do some spring cleaning, you'll be surprised to see how much better you feel. I know, even if you had a cleaner come in and clean your house, if you had some cleaning folks come in and clean your house, you don't want to clean your house yourself. You have hire somebody to come in and clean. That's fine. You still maximize on the benefits of a clean space. Same thing you can do with some of your friends, right? So if you get the right boardroom around, say you the CEO of your life, who's in your boardroom, if you get the right friends around you, they can do some spring cleaning for you of the friends that you don't really need, right? Because they can come in, really, really fill in your space and then kind of like push out that, those people who are around you that are just so toxic and so draining, because they're on assignment. They're assigned. If you are one who really is a giver, you really want to impact, you really want to love on some people around your life, folks will come and they're coming on assignment, whether they're aware that they're on assignment and being used or not. They come on assignment to drain you completely out. And this whole thing about It's Your Life, Own It is really about helping you to be in a group, a community of folks who really understand the importance of preserving who you are, so that you could do everything that you believed and meant that you were meant to accomplish in this life. And I can get very spiritual. I can talk about the Word of God and things like that. And I just want to say this to you: my spirituality is my belief in God, my relationship with God. But you got to find that. You got to find out what works for you, what fits for you, what feels good for you, and what is getting you the results that you want. For me, Christianity works. It has proved, God has proven itself. I sense the love of God in my life, and I welcome His protection and His guarding me beyond things that I can control. So I lean on my spirituality to help me create these boundaries that I'm talking to you about creating them when it's beyond my ability. I always ask the Lord to help me. So whatever your belief is, whatever you put your faith in, put it to the test to see that it gets you the results. So I really want to talk to you today about spring cleaning. I talked about someone coming in and doing spring cleaning, having the right network, the inner network of friends that truly support your authenticity. You having the opportunity and always the clearance to be able to speak your mind and speak your true self. It's so important to be who you are on screen and off screen, whether folks accept you or not. Not to be haughty, not to be arrogant, narcissistic, or anything like that, but you know who you are. It's so important for you to know who you are, to spend that time with yourself. And I always say, what are your core values? What's most important to you? So one of the things that I want you to spend this time, we're at the quarter of the year. We're ending out the first 4 months of the year. So that's the first quarter of the year. Where are you? Do a SWOT analysis. Where are you at the end of this first quarter of the year? Where are you where you want to be? And if you are, celebrate that. Take some time, to celebrate looking over the first part of this year, embracing your victory, embracing what you've accomplished, and saying, whoa. And if you've accomplished something great, say, whoa, I did that. Own that. Own that you have done that. Own that you have stayed focused. Own that. And if no one is celebrating with you, the heck with them. Celebrate yourself. Learn that as you elevate up, there may or may not be a large amount of folks in your circle, but that's okay. You are doing what you believe you're meant to do, what God has called you to do and purposed you to do, and designed and aligned you to do. And that's fulfilling at the end of the day. And what's even more fulfilling is when you're making that impact on someone else's life. When you're making that impact on someone else's life. And so I want to encourage you to celebrate your success this first quarter. If you are looking and you're evaluating what is going on this first part of the year of your life, and you're saying to yourself, I'm still off. I'm still off. I'm still not getting where I want to go. And this is the real deal. Like, not what you're telling everybody else, but the real deal that you're having that conversation with yourself independently of anyone else. And it's the moment of truth. And so I want you to begin to examine what is really going on in your life, and where's your part in owning where you are right now in your life, and just doing an evaluation and being fair with yourself. Don't be too lenient, but don't be too hard on yourself too. Understand that life happens. There's always going to be a pull and a push here and there that's going to get you to get off focus. You're going to have to learn how to evaluate some of the influences in your life that are causing you to fall short of meeting your goals. You're really going to have to begin to look at that and evaluate where you're allowing certain influences to come and distract you. And then you're going to have to build up more of a support system, accountability partners that will help you be accountable for meeting your goals. Some of you may be you may be self-sufficient. You may not need that level of accountability. or maybe you need to put more on your plate to be more accountable for yourself, to show up more for yourself. But the SWOT analysis, and I always love this analysis, and I learned about it, being in corporate, and they use it to judge their success, to measure their success in every quarter, every month, and every quarter. They do a SWOT analysis, and the SWOT analysis is designed to identify where you're showing up strong, where you're showing up weak. Some people don't like to use the word weak. It's nothing. The word is the word. It's just a measurement of where you are. You're just not, you're just not showing up as well in that weak area. Words don't control us. We can control them. So you can look at, so SWOT analysis is S.W.O.T, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So it's all about how you're seeing things. So you want to look and evaluate how well you're doing. That's your strengths. Where are you weak? Where do you not have sufficiency in the area? Are you not strong in telling people no? Are you not strong in giving up too much of your time, talent, and insight? Where are you giving things up? Where are you giving them up too freely? So you want to examine that and then identify how can you take this weakness and make it a strength. I say don't, press in and learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. I'll tell you what, when you start creating high value tickets in your life, when you start setting high value goals in your life, it becomes easier and easier when you're rewarded on those achievements. When you have set a high value goal and you achieved it, and then you understand its impact. I mean, it's substantial impact. Saying no becomes easier and easier. It's when you don't value your own goals that you'll say yes to everyone else, and they will rob you of your achievement of those goals. But when you start achieving your personal goals, like, okay, so case in point, and I use myself as an example, not to promote myself, but because I know what I've went through. I don't know what other people have gone through. I know what I've gone through. So when, I published my first book, people came along, helped them along the way, and was available to them. But now I'm at a level in which, I have my own magazine and publishing company. It's not just a magazine, but it's a magazine and publishing company. I have 46 contributing writers that are on my first magazine. Now things are so valuable to me because not only the impact it has on me, but the impact that it has on other people that are linked to me. So my no's are becoming more and more frequent. Why? Because I have to say yes to those who have partnered with me, who believed in what I was doing, who have come up under me, who have shown themselves as being strengths in the areas by which I am weak, who just partnered with me. So my value system has changed. And once your value system has changed, it's easy for you to say no to folks with no regret. Because you know your priorities, you have your priorities in that. So if saying no to folks is a weakness, it's because you don't have the high value. Hey Ariel, you don't have the high value priorities in place. They're not valuable enough for you to say to someone without feeling guilty or no. And you got to learn how to say no to protect your assets. To protect those things that you're investing in. And so your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And you need to identify what are opportunities for you to, the opportunity when you create these boundaries, case in point, or I miss you too. And your opportunities, when you create these boundaries, your opportunities for you to have a peace of mind and to be happy are priceless. It's priceless. It's priceless because now you have clarity. When you align with your design and your purpose, you have clarity, you have focus. When you align with your design and then add to that your own personal vision, your personal mission for achieving what you want to achieve in life. Shout out from the Philippines. I got to put you up. I gotta put you up for that one because yes, we are international. I love and miss you too. My God, I love and miss you too. And so I just want to say, when your high value system is in place, when you align with your purpose and your design, and then you realize, just how impactful you can be in making a difference out of not only your life, but the life of so many others. Um, you just see the opportunity to create these boundaries. And when you have a vision, what your mission is designed to do, it's just the task. It's everything. Your mission is everything that's required to fulfill your vision. So that's what your mission is. Your mission is the step-by-step blueprint by which you're going to carry out your vision. And you have to have a vision for your life. We're not even talking about your career or your business, because once you know your purpose for your life, then your career and your business, that will all align. Then clarity begins to come. But when you don't know who you are, when you don't know who you are, you don't know what you're doing in your career. You're just doing stuff. You're just busy. But when you know who you are, when you know how you're designed, and you know what your purpose to do, you become intentional. And that's when you become powerful in your own life. And you become awakened to the importance of why you should not be sitting in misery, why you shouldn't allow people to take advantage of you. There's a certain level of advantage. So you may let people take advantage of you when you're a little, when you really come into your alignment, because they need a little something. So you give them that little something, and you're so secure within yourself. It's no longer them taking advantage, but them gleaning from you and getting a little something from you, and you don't mind that. But when you realize how important and how valuable your life and the span of your life is on making an impact on this world, your friends, your family, your children, specifically your children, um, it's a whole different level. It's a whole different playing game when you understand about legacy and how you want to leave your footprint on this world before you leave it. It's no longer negotiable. It's no longer, allowing yourself to, you know, just be here, just exist. You become intentional with your life, and so you have to identify what's really important for you. What's really sit and be alone and have that alone time. I remember that I like TV to be on in the background. I like a movie to be on in the background while I'm doing work. So if I'm not in a meeting, I'm not doing any kind of consulting or whatever, I'm generally strategizing and structuring and doing the things behind the administrative work behind my business. And I'm a kid. I'm a big kid. I'm going to tell you, I enjoy my life. So I want a good movie on, so I can look up and say, oh, laugh, and then get back to work. But so I was watching, I had my channel on YouTube, watching live news, and then it goes on, then news starts to repeat itself. And so I go on to one of the other channels, and I come across a motivational um, show. It's not a show. It's just like a piece, a motivational piece, and it talks about loners. It talks about loners, and but the wording that they were speaking and the visuals that I was seeing didn't line up with the messaging, and it was very interesting to me because I was saying to myself, is there a sub message to this? Because being a loner is not, it is no way being sad. We are focused on what we believe God has called us to do. We are focused on what we believe that and how we're to make an impact on the world. And so that means that we're alone so we can drown out any noise that will hinder us from achieving the goals that we have set. And that alone time gives you time of clarity. It gives you time to discover some things about yourself that you'll never discover if you're constantly having noise and people around you. When you want to, like I said, my thing is Christianity. I love the Lord, so when I'm quiet, I'm asking God to speak to me. Whatever it is your spirituality is, whatever works for you, when you're in that alone time, that's when all the noise is gone and you have an opportunity to hear clearly, hear yourself and hear what God is saying to you, um, about yourself and what your purpose to do. And that's where you get your peace of mind. That's where your peace of mind comes from. It comes from that moment. So we talk about meditation. We talk about yoga and finding that inner balance and peace and quietness and tranquility. And that's one thing I feel like here in the DR, I am finding that tranquility, that like nice and even spill. And you go through that discovery process. You start in that quiet place. You start discovering what's been going on inside of you. And then with that discovery, you start coming up with a clear plan for you. And so you do that SWOT analysis. What's your strengths? What's your weakness, opportunities, and threats? And start looking at your threats and taking them with an open mindedness and saying, how do I take these threats and make them opportunities? How do I take these weaknesses and make them strengths? And what behaviors do I need to change in order to do that? What mindset and how am I seeing things that will see something as a threat as opposed to seeing it as an opportunity, a place for growth, development, and expansion. And so that's what you want to begin to do with that SWOT analysis. You want to take it and do an examination. It's an analytical evaluation and assessment of where you are, and it's a reflection and a moment of introspection to see where you want to be, and taking the time to love yourself enough to do this introspective work that will lead you to a place of happiness and fulfillment. And so I want to say to you, yeah, this is deep. Well, I'm deep. That's it. I'm deep. I'm looking to do the deep work that needs to be done in you so that you are able to navigate through this craziness of life. Life is going to happen to you. Trauma is going to come. It's not avoidable. There's no way in the world that you're going to get through this life without having a loss. There's no way in this world you're going to get through this life without having death. There's no way that you're going to get in a way and get through this life without having some kind of, low moment. You're going to have lows. You're going to have highs. You're going to have mediums. That's a part of life. But how do you navigate through it successfully? You navigate through it successfully by getting your value points right, your value system. How are you seeing? And also owning the importance of your life. You are important. You have something that is unique to you, and only you can be you. And you need to show up for you and your own uniqueness. I love it how they try to put on us that we are complex. Complex in the sense that there's so many variations, uh, we're so diversified, but not complex in the sense that we are complicated, because we're not complicated. In fact, we're very simple. We're very simple. We just have different pieces and different parts to us. And when people are open to seeing us for who we really are, they won't feel like we're so problematic or be so judgmental. And so I want to say to you, be true to you. Take the time to spend by yourself, to fall in love with yourself, and to find out what it is that you were really meant to do. And do an examination of your career and your business. Are they truly aligning with your heartbeat? Are they truly aligning with your true ideology, how you think? Are they aligning with you? What are you in right now that's in conflict with your own moral values and your core belief systems? And once you do that and begin to see, identify, what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what ticks you off, what makes you upset, and how you can navigate through that. Find your happy place. Find that happy place. Because once you are living your true identity and you really know what you were put on this earth to do, I'm telling you, it becomes fun for you. It becomes an adventure, because now you're going to put all the pieces together. You're going to live the vision that you really have for your life. And then you're going to take that vision and create a mission, which is the blueprint for how you're going to make that vision become your reality. And so do the spring cleaning that's necessary. Do your SWOT analysis. Look around the room and say, what is it that I would really want in this room? Look around the room of your life and say, what is it that I would really want to do? I never thought I would live in the Dominican Republic. I never thought I would live in another country, or I never thought, but yet and still here I am. What is it outrageous that you really want to do that you've not been sharing with people in your circle because they would not get it? Write that down. Write that down. And then, think about it. Is this something I really want to do? Come on, live your life. You only get one life to live. It's your life. Own it. Uh, Go in, find out what it's been that you've been wanting to do, that you've been putting off. You've been putting off because you know your people in your circle would look at you and say, you are loco, you are crazy, don't do that. And then look at your circle and see, who in my circle would I be able to tell this great idea to? And they would say, yeah, girl, go for it. Make sure you're doing the right things to get where you have to go, right? Make sure you're doing the right things. But girl, go for it. Do it. Do it. Look at the people in your circle and say, who would I speak to? And say, those are your keepers. The ones that will support you, but make sure you're grounded in your decision making. Make sure that you're looking at the pros and cons, and they would give it to you in a different way other than the way that you would give it to yourself. But those people who are always thinking you're crazy, always talking you out of your dreams, it's time to do some spring cleaning. It's time to possibly cut those friends off or deal with them at a distance. That's what it's time for you to do. It's time for you to walk away from some of that stuff and do the spring cleaning in your life. And do the spring cleaning in your life. And remember, this is your life. Own it. I am out. Have an incredible week. I know I'm getting ready to turn it off, because when I turn this off, I'm getting ready to go in deep and do some amazing things. And so you do the same. Sometimes you got to turn the devices and everything off so that you can get in touch with your life. It's your life. Own it. I am so out. Have a blessed rest of the week. This is your week. Do it, do it, do it, do it. There's nothing to it.